Before Persephone was queen of the underworld, she was the goddess of vegetation. She is the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. She lived with Demeter far from the gods, but because of her beauty, she stood out and attracted the attention from many gods like Hermes, Ares, Apollo, and Hephaestus. But Demeter rejected all marriage proposals. But Hades was very persistent, and he asked Zeus if he could marry Persephone, and he said yes. But Demeter would never let Persephone go to the underworld, so Hades had to plan to kidnap her. One day, Persephone was picking flowers with some handmaiden nymphs, and there was an explosion and a crack in the ground, and Hades came through on a chariot and grabbed her and took her to the underworld. Later, when Demeter couldn't find her daughter in the field, the nymphs told her what happened, and she turned them into sirens to help look for her. She began searching frantically, and she found Hecate, who told her that she didn't see Persephone but heard her screams, and the two began searching together. They talked to Helios, being the god of the sun. He conveniently saw everything and told Demeter all that happened and how Zeus basically gave their daughter to Hades as an arranged marriage. And he tried to tell her that it'll all be okay, and he hyped up Hades as being a great husband for Persephone. But for Demeter, who didn't even want Persephone to get married, found this as cold comfort, and she was furious with Zeus. Demeter was so devastated, she left Olympus and refused to do her duties. She's in charge of all the plant growth, fruits, vegetable, grains, all of it. So all the fields around the world began to die, and the world was in an eternal winter, creating the Ice Age and killing many. Zeus saw the destruction and sends Iris, the goddess of the rainbow, to bring Demeter to him, but Demeter refuses. He then sends other gods and even gifts, but she still just ignores him. So Zeus sends Hermes to Hades to see if he can convince him to let Persephone come up to the surface. So Hermes goes to the underworld and he finds them, and he explained what's going on and how Demeter just left and everyone is dying. In Hades, he agrees that this is not good and he lets Persephone go. But he asked Persephone to return. He promised her that he will be the best husband for her, and he offered her equal ruling rights of the underworld, queen of the dead, and the highest amongst the goddesses, and that those who do not respect her or pay her gifts will be punished. He handed her 12 pomegranate seeds, which represents life and marriage. And Persephone, being the goddess of vegetation, she knew the consequences of eating any food from the underworld and that it would bind her there. And she had refused to eat the whole time that she had been there. And gods, they don't get hungry. She didn't eat the pomegranate seeds because she was hungry. She willingly ate them because of the promises that Hades made to her. And so she ate 6 of the 12 pomegranate seeds. When Hermes takes Persephone to Demeter, Demeter is just so happy to see her daughter again that she produces spring for the first time in a long time. Zeus, he then has the audacity to show up, and he tells Demeter that Persephone will need to spend 6 months of her time in the underworld and the other 6 with Demeter. And so throughout the year, whenever Persephone is gone to the underworld, Demeter is sad and she neglects some of her work and the plants stop growing, and this is why we have seasons.